Hi, this is Cindy from Quilter's Cupboard in Ankeny, Iowa, and welcome to Tips from the Cupboard. I forgot we were going to name the thing already. Well, welcome. I want to talk to you about rotary cutters today. Rotary cutters have a special place in my heart. My husband and I met when I was off demonstrating rotary cutters for a company that came out with them originally. So I won't tell you how long that's been, but it's been a while. We've been married 26 and a half years. So they're just special. So I want you guys to take really good care of your rotary cutters and make sure that you always have a fresh blade. It's nothing more frustrating than trying to cut and you have a nick in your blade. If your cutter is skipping stitches every rotation or skipping cuts, you have a nick in your blade. Just give it up. Replace the blade and you'll be so much happier. Then you'll have these beautiful cuts over here. So let me show you how we're going to do that. My favorite rotary cutter is the one by Olfa. And why I like this one in particular is the best, because it's the safest one. As I put my cutter down, I use my hand, the blade gets exposed, I cut, when I let go, that blade closes. If you've ever been in a class with me, you go home haunted by my voice. Shut your rotary cutter. This one, because I'm a lefty, is the one that I use. So in order to use it, I have to pull down the handle, expose the blade, if you guys can see that. When I cut, I can set it right down there and leave that blade exposed. No, you need to shut that blade right away. So I do highly recommend this one because it's also ergonomic. So much better on your cutting wrists. I like to cheat and not have to move my fabric around a lot, so in my leftiness, I can flip over. If any of the others of you out there are left-handed, this one in particular, sometimes we don't think about it. It comes set up for a lefty. That blade is on this side. So if I use this cutter as a lefty, my blade is not on the right side and you guys are having a really hard time cutting. So when I show you how to replace the blade, I'll show you how to put it back together if you're left-handed. It'll make a huge difference in the way you cut. So let's move on to how you replace the blade. Okay, so if you were paying attention, you heard me say it's set up for a lefty, but it's not. It's set up for a righty. So here's how we're going to take it apart. Trick is, as you take it apart, set your pieces down as you take them off, because that way you're going to put it right back together. I'm going to set down the cutter. I'm going to set down. Now, if you're scared to touch the blade, flip it over and lift it out like that. Now I'm going to pick out my new blade. Now if your blade's old, go ahead and write on it with magic marker used or something. You can put it back in to use later for paper. So I'm going to take my blade out. I'm going to carefully pick it up. We're going to put this piece back in first. Flip it over. It's a sharp blade, but it's not just going to cut your hands. It's kind of the way the edge is. Now, if I'm a left-handed person, I'm going to put the blade on this side. But for you righties, it's going to go right back in the way you had it. Pop it in there. Make sure you have all your washers back the way they're supposed to go. Tighten it up. One mistake I find people have is they don't tighten this enough and the blade wobbles and you can't get a good cut. So that's how you put your rotary cutter blade back together. And don't worry if you have a different brand of cutter. They change just about as easily. The cutter may not work quite as easily, but the blades are all going to be interchangeable. So definitely get the Olfa rotary cutter blades because they seem... I can't talk today. They tend to stay the sharpest. Thank you very much for joining me for this quick little tutorial on rotary cutters. Look forward to some new ones. Once we come up with some ideas, we'll do some more videos. Thanks!